All right. So first of all, I'm gonna analyze this in two ways. Okay. The first way is politically, like the politics of the world, and then I'm gonna analyze the characters.
Okay.
So basically, this whole story, the way I perceive it, is, and I think that this, I should preface this by saying, I think the ending being the way it is and as disappointing, or like, as kind of like underwhelming as it is, I feel like that's kind of the point.
Same.
Uh,
Yeah.
but yeah, so this whole story is about hatred and why hatred is bad. You know,
Yeah.
so essentially, this in this world, the Eldians were so hated to the point where like, and obviously like it would be nice if they could talk. Like Armin, if he could go and just meet with Marley and just have a diplomatic discussion, figure it all out, that'd be fantastic. Wasn't gonna happen. Literally, if he showed up and was like, "I'm from Paradis," just
Yeah.
dead.
Yeah.
They'd shoot him. Like, so that wasn't an option for him. And then so basically, when you get to a point where there's so much hatred that your only options are either basically kill, which is Aaron's plan, or be killed, which was Zeke's plan.
Or in theory, Zeke's plan.
Well, yeah, kind of. Well,
It was kill
essentially,
the future.
yeah. Well, I mean, more like kill, like your race dies or their race dies.
Yeah.
Like that's the only option that
That's
you
a much
have.
better way to put it.
Yeah. So, essentially, uh, oh, hold on. Let me just make sure. Yeah. So basically, uh, this whole thing was supposed to be like, essentially saying don't let things get this far, because it creates such a twisted world to the point where the morally good side winning made a worse world. Like if Eren had successfully completed the rumbling, killed everybody except for Paradis, objectively the world would be in a better place. You throw away
Yeah.
all the morals, but the fact that the good side won, like the Alliance, regardless of how you feel, they were the morally good side, put the
Yep.
world in a worse spot. So the whole thing, I mean, people have been pointing it out, like, oh, the world's in a horrible place now. It's like, yeah, that's the point. Like, you're supposed to say, wow, we don't want to live in a world that's like this. We should take steps to make sure that we never create a world like this. So now moving into the uh, the character aspect of this. So, and I need to preface the character aspect by saying, why do we care about countries like the country that we live in, because personally, America itself don't give a fuck, like,
Same.
but if I say that, like, I randomly, like, I'm in England or something, and then all of a sudden America just gets fucking nuked, like that shit's off the map, it's dead. I wouldn't be sad like, oh no, my country's gone. I'd be like, oh no, my friends and family are gone.
Yeah.
Like, you care about the people that you're close to. So
Mhm.
all the times throughout the manga when Eren's like, I'm doing this for Paradis, I'm not gonna let Paradis's fate be left up to chance. It's like, no, no, no.
No.
He didn't want to let his friends' fate be left up to chance. And at the same time, he also wanted them to be free to try to stop him. Like, he's like, he said that you were free to try to stop me,
Yeah.
because freedom's important to him as well. So his goal was to complete the rumbling, but because of the Attack Titan power, he knew that wasn't going to happen. Uh, so essentially, then looking at that, and obviously he couldn't kill his friends to make it happen, because that would defeat the whole point for him.
Yeah.
So he created the best possible scenario where it at least ensures that his friends are safe. The world is fucked. Like, it is not in a good spot, but his friends, like, they're heroes to everyone else who's still alive, and they're at least safe on Paradis because Historia is gonna, like, ensure that they're okay. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think they could live there. Like, someone would probably try to assassinate them, but, like,
Mhm.
otherwise, like, they'd at least be able to sit down at a diplomatic mission and, like, talk about it.
That and they know the truth. They're the only ones that actually know what happened.
Yeah. So then, basically, they're in an okay spot. The world really isn't. Uh, which of course, like, it's kind of clear. Aaron's like, I don't really know what's gonna happen from this point forward. Which people are like, that's a bad thing. I'm like, no. I mean, that has been a theme of the show. Like, Levi in season 1, he's like, you have to make a choice. You don't know how things are gonna turn out, but you have to make it and don't look back. That's what Aaron did. And then now he's free of the fact that, like, he like relentlessly pursued a pretty impossible thing.
Yeah.
He's free of that, which is symbolized by the bird.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's probably a few things I missed there that we'll get into later, but yeah.
I mean, yeah, overall, like, I agree with you. I mean, I actually I had a lot of similar things in my notes, but, I just didn't have 9 pages of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree with you. Them having the morally good side win just makes it show it. In my opinion, it adds more realism. It makes it more realistic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because even if in the real world, whoever is the morally good side, for example, like during World War II,
Mm-hmm.
us, the Allies, the morally good side, won, but then that led to the Cold War.
Yeah, I mean, there's always, because it's never just like a full on solution. Like, you're never going to stop unless you did something so drastic as as the rumbling, and that, I mean, that's obviously the point. It's like, you're not. I mean, really, even in season 1, like that conversation that Pixis had with Aaron, where it was, Aaron's like, yeah, basically, until there's only one person left, people are always going to be fighting.
Yep.
And yeah, I mean, that's just the point. I mean, really, I mean, because even like, let's say that, Aaron did complete the rumbling, 100%, everyone's gone. Give it 200 years at the most, there'd be more fighting.
Oh yeah.
There'd be like Eldian Group A, Eldian Group B. Maybe it would be like, the people that were in Wall Sheena fighting against the ones in Wall Maria or something like that. Like, there'd be some way that people would find to, like, have different races.
Or have different ideals or ideas or whatever the hell they wanted to have.